At the end, we want it to be a sculpture, not a bar of soap, right? You go back here and round this corner off a little bit. Round this corner off. Remember, I'm still going to go back to my plan here. There's my plan for the W. This doesn't look like a W. It looks more like an H. This is the bottom. So I need to go down and work on narrowing out the rest of that point on the W that would be in the middle, right? So again, I'm going to go back to my knife and start to carve that in. And I'm going to flip it around and do the same thing on the opposite side. Just cutting out those little wedges, and then I'm going to narrow down the side of the W a little bit so that I can see more of that point in the middle. I can see I have less of a point here on this side than I do on this side. So that means I need to take a little bit off the top of this. Kind of tough to do because my knife is wider at this point than my angle is, but we'll keep working on that. So now I've got my W cut away. It no longer looks like an H. Hopefully you can see that. And again, I'm going to grab my stick and just use that to burnish it a little bit and round my edges out. You can see that this side still looks kind of flat like a soap bar. So I'm going to go back to my peeler and round off my corners on my soap bar so it doesn't look quite so much like a geometrical flat form anymore. Give it more roundedness. Okay, there's the bottom view, and you can see how thin this side is, but this side's a little bit thicker. So again, I can just kind of take that down a little bit. So that those are more matchy. Look at the top, same thing. See how this is a little bit squared off right here? This is kind of squared off too, so I'm going to go for this corner. All right, and so now pretty much done with the carving part, and it's just a matter of softening up all the curves. So again, I'm going to go back here. I'm going to burnish it. I'm just going to keep turning it. At this point, if you want, you could wet your soap bar a little bit, and just like you would hold onto a bar of soap in the bathtub, you can use your hands and start to smooth that out while the soap bar is wet. But I'm not going to go do that in the sink right now because the camera and the sink don't work together very well. Go in there and soften up the sides of the W. And in the end, what I did was I took that same form and I just used the stick to kind of carve into the surface and add some detail to that. You can do that with yours as well. That's the basic process. Make sure you clean up your mess when you're done. We're going to take a photograph of it with your elevation map. I'll post that on the same slide. See you in art class.